biggest truth of their life, holding it in both hands, loving it, fearing it, and knowing they can only keep it hidden for so long. This is not small love. This is not casual feeling. This is not, let's just see where it goes, energy. No, this feels like a heart looking far ahead, picturing permanence, imagining vows, home, daily life, and the quiet beauty of choosing the same person over and over again. The first card rising here is the Hierophant. And wow, this says everything because this is sacred commitment. This is marriage energy. This is, I want to do this properly, truly, seriously. So what I'm getting right away is that this person may not have figured out the wording yet, but the desire in them is very clear. They are not only wanting closeness, they are wanting structure around that closeness, meaning around it, a name for it, a future for it. I feel like this person has crossed some invisible line in their heart where love stopped being a passing emotion and became a life decision. And right beside that, I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles, beautiful, because this means the feeling goes even beyond marriage itself. It goes into legacy, home, longevity, shared life. The kind of bond that stretches into tomorrow, next year, 10 years, ordinary mornings, the family table, private rituals, the safe return at the end of the day. I keep hearing something very clearly when I think of forever. I see you in it. That line carries the whole atmosphere of this reading. Because what makes this so deep is that they are not only fantasizing about romance, they are picturing reality with you. Real reality, bills, softness, meals, healing, laughter, seasons, stress, tenderness, loyalty. All of it, they do not want the shiny moment and then the exit. They want the whole road. That is why this truth feels so hard for them to say. Once you tell somebody you want forever, you cannot hide behind casualness anymore. The energy around you here feels like the Empress, and I love that so much because it tells me part of why this person feels marriage in their heart is because being near your energy feels like life expanding. There is something about you that makes love feel abundant, grounded, and worth building around. You may feel nurturing to them, not in a parent-child way, but in the sense that your energy makes things grow. Peace grows, hope grows, desire grows, the wish to become better grows. And when someone feels that with another person, forever stops sounding scary and starts sounding beautiful. Then I'm seeing the King of Pentacles, and wow, that tells me this person's feelings are not floating. They have weight, stability, real-world intention. I feel like they may be wondering what kind of partner they would need to become to deserve you, hold you, and build with you. So this is not just, I want to marry you because I'm overwhelmed with emotion right now. No, it feels like I want to become the kind of person who can stand beside you properly for the long haul. That is profound. Another message keeps coming through strongly. I don't want temporary with you. That one lands deeply. Because it tells me this person may have had temporary experiences before, light connections before, incomplete things before, but with you. The heart is refusing that language. It wants permanence. It wants promise. It wants the comfort of knowing this love has somewhere to live and stay. Then I'm seeing the Four of Wands, and that is such a gorgeous confirmation. Because this is union, celebration, commitment, homecoming. I feel like even if this person has not said these exact words out loud yet, their soul is kneeling before the idea of forever with you. They may imagine a home together, a ceremony, a shared life. They may imagine introducing you fully into every corner of their world and never having to question whether they are all in. This is the kind of love that wants to stop wandering. The opening message of this reading is this: someone deeply wants forever with you. They may not know exactly how to tell you yet because the truth is huge, vulnerable, and life-changing. But in their heart, marriage is no longer a wild idea. It is becoming the honest desire. You feel like home to them. You feel like future to them. You feel like the person their heart keeps choosing when it thinks about what lasting love should look like. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. Do not underestimate the silence around a truth this big. Some truths do not stay quiet because they are weak. They stay quiet because they are sacred until the heart feels brave enough to carry them into sound. That is where this person is now, right on the edge of saying, I want forever with you. And it feels closer than you think. Like somebody has been carrying a ring in the heart before ever daring to place it in the hand. That is how this energy feels. Not casual, not undecided, not maybe one day in a dreamy, weightless way. This feels like a person whose inner world has already begun arranging furniture for a life with you, while the mouth is still trying to learn how to say something that big without trembling. The first card opening here is the Two of Cups. And wow, this tells me the foundation of everything they feel is mutual heart energy. To them, this is not simply desire, it is recognition. The sense that your spirit meets theirs in a way that feels rare, balanced, and deeply alive. I feel like when they picture commitment with you, it is not because they are chasing an idea of marriage for its own sake. It is because being emotionally joined to you feels right, natural, like love finally found the shape it was looking for. And right beside that, I'm seeing the star. Beautiful. Because this says you have become their hope, their healing thought, their quiet future light. I keep hearing something very clearly. When I imagine the life I actually want, you're standing in it. That line holds so much because it tells me this person is not only reacting emotionally in the moment, they are imagining, dreaming, planning inwardly. They may be picturing what it would feel like to wake up beside you, protect peace with you, build traditions with you, celebrate little things with you, and grow old in a love that does not keep asking whether it is safe to stay. This is not fantasy without depth, this is vision with feeling in it. The energy around you here feels like the Queen of Cups, and I love that so much because it tells me one reason this person wants forever is that your heart feels like somewhere they could rest. There is softness in you that does not weaken them. It steadies them. There is emotional intelligence in you that makes them feel seen. There is tenderness in your energy that teaches them love does not have to be sharp, confusing, or half-fed to be powerful around you. Forever does not feel like a trap. It feels like peace. Then I'm seeing the Nine of Pentacles, and that is important because it tells me they do not love you from a place of neediness alone. They admire you deeply. They admire the way you carry yourself, the value you hold, the life in your energy, and the grace you bring into a room. This person may look at you and think, that is someone worth choosing with my whole life. I feel reverence here, not pedestal energy. Reverence, the kind that makes somebody want to come correct, grow up, and stop playing around with the future. Another message keeps rising strongly. I don't want to risk losing what could be my forever. That one lands right in the chest because part of what makes this truth hard to say is the stakes. Once you admit that somebody is marriage in your heart, forever in your heart, future in your heart, everything becomes more vulnerable. The fear of saying too much gets louder. The fear of being misunderstood gets louder, but so does the need to be honest. Then the Ten of Cups appears, and wow, this takes it even deeper. Because this is emotional contentment, family joy, shared softness, the kind of connection that can hold both romance and ordinary life beautifully. I feel this person can already sense the emotional atmosphere of a life with you. Warm, genuine, deeply satisfying. Like love would not just sparkle with you. It would settle in, and then the Ace of Pentacles shows up, which tells me these feelings want form. They want a real path, not just secret devotion. So the message in this next movement is this person wants forever with you because their heart has already begun experiencing you as home, healing, emotional partnership, and future. They do not only want the ceremony, they want the daily choosing, the ordinary devotion, the soft life built around truth. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. Some people dream about love, some people ache for love, some people speak about love, but this person, they are beginning to organize their life around the possibility of loving you for a very long time. That is why the words catch in their throat. That is why the truth feels so sacred. That is why even their silence has weight. Because what they are trying to say, even if they have not found the perfect way yet, is not small at all. It is this: I could build a life with you, I could make vows with you, I could keep choosing you, and call that one of the best things my heart ever did. And underneath every pause, every careful glance, every unfinished sentence, there is a truth growing stronger. This is not about whether they feel enough. They do. It is about finding brave enough language for a love that already knows your name in the future tense. It is that deep, truly, so real. Like standing in the doorway of a house that has not been built yet, and somehow knowing where the windows will face, where the quiet will live, where the laughter will gather. That is how this next current feels. This person is not only imagining being with you, they are imagining belonging with you, and that is a different kind of love. The first card opening here is the Four of Wands. And wow, this tells me the feeling of union is already alive inside them. Not just romance, not just chemistry, union, shared space, shared rhythm, shared peace. I feel like when this person lets their mind drift toward you, it does not stop at longing. It begins building scenes, little ordinary scenes coming home, sitting close. Celebrating together, creating an atmosphere that feels safe, beautiful, and real. You do not just appear in their fantasies as a lover. You appear as a life partner. And right beside that, I'm seeing the King of Cups. Beautiful. Because this says their desire for forever is not childish, impulsive, or rooted only in intensity. It is emotionally deep, steady, considered. They may not always be the loudest person with their feelings, but the emotional current here runs strong and sincere. This is somebody who is beginning to understand that what they feel for you has maturity in it. It is not passing through. It is settling in. And when feelings settle instead of flicker, that is when forever begins entering the picture. I keep hearing something very clearly. I don't want a chapter with you. I want the whole book. That line feels like the center of this part because it tells me this person is no longer picturing you as one season of life. They are picturing continuity, longevity, the thread that keeps going. The love that survives weather, growth, change, time, and the thousand little realities that make a life together real. The energy around you here feels like the Empress again. And I love that so much because it tells me part of why this person wants marriage, commitment, and forever is that your energy feels abundant to them. Not abundant only in a material sense, abundant in heart, in life force, in beauty, in emotional richness, in the ability to make love feel fertile instead of draining. Spirit keeps showing me that around you, this person feels possibility expanding. They feel like life could become fuller, softer, more meaningful. That is the kind of energy people want to build around. Then I'm seeing the Hermit in reverse, and that says something important. This person is slowly coming out of private reflection and toward visible truth. So if they have been inward, quiet, reflective, or emotionally hidden, I do not feel they can stay there forever. A love this deep eventually starts wanting daylight, it starts wanting witness, it starts wanting witness, it starts wanting language. So part of what makes this moment so sacred is that the private dream is getting closer to becoming a spoken one. Another message keeps rising strongly. I'm trying to find the least terrifying way to tell you the biggest truth. That line lands deep because yes, this person wants forever. Yes, they want marriage energy with you. Yes, they can imagine an entire life built around this love. But that is exactly why the truth feels so vulnerable to reveal. Once you say forever out loud, you are naked in a different way. You cannot hide behind casualness anymore. You cannot play it cool anymore. You cannot pretend your heart is asking for something small. Then the Wheel of Fortune appears. And wow, this says they feel destiny in it. Timing in it. The sense that meeting you shifted the direction of their life in a way they did not fully understand at first. It is like your connection moved the whole wheel, their priorities changed, their vision changed, their sense of what love should feel like changed. And when a person feels that kind of inner turning because of someone, marriage stops sounding abstract. It starts sounding like alignment. And then the Ten of Pentacles returns, which is a beautiful confirmation because it tells me their heart is not stopping at a dream. It is reaching for a lasting structure of love, family, home, loyalty, years, memory, foundation, all of it. So the message in this movement is this person wants forever with you because they no longer see you as a beautiful possibility alone. They see you as the person their heart wants to build around, grow with, and return to across time. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. This is not somebody merely hoping you stay. This is somebody asking, what do I need to become to deserve loving them for a very long time? And that question, all by itself, is proof of how completely their heart has changed. It is no longer asking for romance alone. It is asking for vows, for continuity, for a love that keeps choosing the same sacred home. And in their heart, that home is you. Now, like a vow forming before the ring ever appears, this next movement feels solemn, tender, and quietly life-changing. What I'm getting here, very strongly, is that this person is not only dreaming about forever with you in a distant, poetic way. They are beginning to feel the weight of what it would mean to actually stand in front of you one day. Heart open, future chosen, and say, I am here for the long road. That is the depth of the energy now. It is no longer just longing. It is readiness growing roots. The first card opening here is the Emperor. And wow, this tells me something in this person is maturing because of what they feel for you. They are thinking more seriously, holding themselves differently, measuring their choices against a future they can actually picture now. Love is no longer just an emotion moving through them. It is becoming a responsibility they want to be strong enough to carry. And that is beautiful because it means your connection is not only awakening tenderness in them, it is awakening devotion with backbone. And right beside that, I'm seeing justice. Beautiful, because this says they want to do this the right way, not halfway, not loosely, not with emotional shortcuts. I keep hearing something very clearly. If I tell you this, I want my actions to honor it. That line means everything, because it tells me this person understands that forever is not just a romantic sentence. It is a standard, a promise, a way of showing up, so I feel they may be looking at their own life and asking harder questions now. Am I prepared? Am I honest enough? Stable enough? Clear enough? Can I offer the kind of commitment my heart is asking for with this person? That kind of self-examination is very real here. Love has made them more serious with themselves. The energy around you here feels like the Queen of Pentacles, and I love that because it tells me they see you as someone they could truly build with, not just adore from a distance, build with, share a home with, share practical life with, share soft evenings, difficult seasons, and ordinary mornings with. There is something about your energy that feels grounding to them, trustworthy, warm, capable of holding real life beautifully. And that matters because forever only becomes believable when a person can imagine not just passion, but peace. Then I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles, and wow, this tells me they have been thinking about this for longer than you may know. Sitting with it, measuring it, letting it grow in private. This is not a quick emotional rush that decided in one dramatic night that marriage sounds good. Number. This is a feeling that has been ripening over time, quietly, deeply, carefully. Spirit keeps showing me that they may have looked at you over and over again and felt the same answer return. Yes, this is the one I could keep choosing. Another message keeps rising strongly. I don't want to imagine a future that leaves you out. That line lands right in the heart. Because it tells me when they think ahead now, your absence feels wrong. The picture feels incomplete without you. The future feels dimmer without your presence in it. That is powerful. Then the Sunday appears, and that is such a beautiful sign because it says their vision of forever with you is not heavy in a frightening way. It is bright, warm, alive. This person may imagine joy with you, a kind of emotional sunlight that does not fade after the first season of love. They may believe you would make life feel fuller, more honest, and more worth showing up for. Around you forever does not feel like a burden. It feels like blessing. And then the Two of Cups returns, which confirms again that this is not one-sided fantasy. Their heart is seeking union, reciprocity, the meeting of lives, the meeting of vows. So the message in this movement is this person wants to marry you and wants forever with you because love has become serious, structured, and deeply real in them. They are no longer only feeling the emotion of commitment. They are beginning to become the kind of person who could live it. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. Some loves ask for a moment. Some loves ask for a season, but this love is asking, can I stand beside you for years and still call it joy? Can I keep choosing you when life is ordinary and sacred at the same time? Can I build something so honest with you that forever stops sounding impossible and starts sounding like home? And in their heart, the answer keeps returning. Yes, that is why this truth feels so close now, because the feeling is no longer just romantic. It is becoming ready to live in the real world, with both feet on the ground, and a promise in its hands. Even now, when they picture tomorrow in the quiet, it is your name that turns the key, your face that lights the room, your lovemaking forever feel possible. There is something about this next current that feels like someone folding their future around your name, not as a fantasy, not as a passing wish, but as a decision the heart keeps returning to when everything gets quiet. That is what I'm getting here, because this person is no longer only asking themselves whether they love you enough to imagine forever. They are asking whether they are brave enough to say it. The first card opening here is the Ace of Pentacles, and wow, this tells me the love they feel wants form now. Not only emotion, not only dreaming, not only private devotion, it wants something real to stand on, a beginning that can hold weight, a life that can be touched, built, walked through, and shared. I feel like this person is getting closer to the point where loving you in silence is no longer enough for them. Their heart wants ground under its promise, and right beside that, I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles, beautiful. Because this says the forever they want with you is not reckless, not impulsive, not the kind that burns bright and disappears. This is a slow, deliberate, deeply considered devotion. I keep hearing something very clearly. I want to come to you when I can mean every word. That line says so much, because it tells me this person may be taking their time not because the feeling is uncertain, but because it is sacred to them. They do not want to speak about marriage forever or a shared future lightly. They want to be able to stand inside those words with integrity. So yes, there may still be quietness around the confession, but underneath that quietness, the intention is becoming more solid, more grounded, more ready to take shape. The energy around you here feels like the High Priestess, and I love that so much because it tells me part of why this person wants forever with you is that there is still depth in you they want to spend years discovering. Your energy does not feel shallow to them. It does not feel like something they could quickly know and move past. You feel layered, sacred, worth learning slowly, worth honoring. And that matters, because lasting love is often born where mystery and peace coexist. They do not just want to win your heart, they want to spend time understanding the world inside it. Then I'm seeing the Lovers, and wow, this says their desire for forever is rooted in conscious choice. They are not being pulled by chemistry alone. They are not being carried away by temporary emotion. This person is choosing in their heart, choosing your energy, choosing what they feel when they imagine a future that is emotionally true. There is something almost reverent about it. Like your connection has taught them that love can be both tender and destined, both deeply human and deeply sacred. Another message keeps rising strongly. I keep choosing you, even in my private thoughts. That lands right in the chest because it tells me their heart is practicing forever before their mouth has learned how to say it. In imagination, in intention, in the quiet architecture of the future they keep building inwardly. Then the Ten of Cups appears, and that is such a beautiful confirmation because it says the forever they want is not stiff, formal, or empty. It is warm, joyful, emotionally alive. They want laughter with you, peace with you, softness with you, healing with you. They want the kind of home that is built from affection as much as from walls. Spirit keeps showing me that when this person imagines a married life or a committed life with you, it is not cold structure they see. It is emotional abundance, daily tenderness, shared ease. And then the final card I'm seeing here is Strength, which is perfect because it tells me what stands between the private truth and the spoken truth now is courage. So the message in this movement is this person wants forever with you in a way that is steady, sacred, and deeply considered. They are not dreaming loosely. They are slowly becoming ready to put substance beneath the feeling. Their heart already knows what it wants. What remains now is the brave moment where that quiet inner vow becomes spoken reality. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. Some people fall in love with the moment. Some people fall in love with the feeling. But this person, they are falling in love with the life your love makes them want to live. That is why this is so deep. That is why this is so careful. And that is why the truth keeps moving closer. Because once a heart starts building forever in secret, it eventually aches to bring that forever into the light. And even now, when they picture ordinary mornings, difficult seasons, small celebrations, quiet dinners, the end of long days, your presence is there. Naturally, not forced. Not borrowed, just belonging. That is how deeply the future has already started forming around you in them. Like the last light staying in the window long after evening has fallen, this final movement feels tender, certain, and impossibly deep. Because what I'm getting here more than anything is that this person is no longer wondering whether what they feel is serious. They know this is not passing. They know this is not a season. They know this is not just a love that burns beautifully and then disappears. This is the kind of feeling that asks for a lifetime, and that is exactly why it has been so hard to say. The first card opening here is the Ten of Pentacles, and wow, this is the full confirmation of legacy, shared life continuity, and the kind of bond that wants to stretch across years instead of moments. So yes, what this person has been carrying in their heart is not only I love you. It is I can see my whole life with you. They may think about stability with you, building with you, growing older with you, creating traditions with you, protecting what the two of you build together, and returning to the same love over and over without needing anything louder than that. It feels settled in them now. Deeply settled in them now. Deeply settled, and right beside that, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Because this says the forever they want is not dry duty, it is living love, tender love, overflowing love. The kind of feeling that keeps renewing itself. I keep hearing something very clearly. I don't just want to love you now, I want to keep loving you. That line is the center of this whole ending, because it tells me this person is not moved only by the intensity of the bond. They are moved by the continuity of it, the desire to stay, to remain, to keep choosing, to let love become a practice, a home, a language, a promise. The energy around you here feels like the star, and I love that so much because it tells me you represent a future they actually trust, hope, healing, grace. You may have changed their entire relationship to commitment by showing them that devotion does not have to feel like loss of self around your energy. Forever feels softer, safer, more possible. And that matters because for many people, the fear of commitment is really the fear of pain. But what you awakened in them is the sense that commitment with the right person can feel like peace. Then I'm seeing the Hierophant, and wow, that is the Sacred Vow card again. So yes, this person's heart really is leaning toward marriage, promise, official union, and a love that wants to be honored in the open. I feel like part of why the truth is so hard to say is that once you admit marriage in your heart, you cannot pretend your feelings are casual anymore. You cannot hide behind let's see when your soul is already kneeling before forever. This person knows that. They feel the seriousness of what they carry. And their message keeps rising strongly. You are the person I want to come home to for the rest of my life. That line lands so deeply. Because it tells me this is not only about romance, it is about home, rest, belonging, the end of wandering. Then the Sunday appears, and that is such a beautiful sign because it says the future they picture with you is not heavy in a fearful way. It is bright, warm, alive. This person may imagine laughter with you, healing with you, ordinary happiness with you, the kind of daily joy that grows stronger because it is shared. Spirit keeps showing me that your energy has turned forever from something abstract into something they can actually desire with an open heart. And then the final card I'm seeing is Judgment, which is perfect because it tells me the time is coming when this truth can no longer remain private. The heart has woken fully. The soul has recognized what it wants. And the old life of silence, partial truths, or guarded love cannot keep holding all of this. So the message in this final movement is this. This person wants to marry you, wants forever with you, and is reaching the point where the truth is too large, too sacred, and too life-shaping to stay hidden much longer. Their heart has already crossed into permanence. What remains now is bringing that permanence into words. And Spirit keeps whispering one last thing here. This is not somebody dreaming about a pretty future in a careless way. This is somebody whose heart has already begun building the inner architecture of forever, room by room, promise by promise, breath by breath, with you inside every part of it. That is why the truth feels so powerful. That is why the silence feels so full. That is why the next step carries so much weight, because when love reaches this depth, it does not ask for a moment, it asks for a life. And in their spirit, that life already has your name written across it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. And even now, when they whisper later to themselves, the heart answers with only one word, forever. Because what I'm getting here more than anything is that this person is no longer wondering whether what they feel is serious. They know this is not passing. They know this is not a season. They know this is not just a love that burns beautifully and then disappears. This is the kind of feeling that asks for a lifetime, and that is exactly why it has been so hard to say. The first card opening here is the Ten of Pentacles. And wow, this is the full confirmation of legacy, shared life continuity, and the kind of bond that wants to stretch across years instead of moments. So yes, what this person has been carrying in their heart is not only I love you. It is I can see my whole life with you. They may think about stability with you, building with you, growing older with you, creating traditions with you, protecting what the two of you build together, and returning to the same love over and over without needing anything louder than that. It feels settled in them now. Deeply settled in them now. Deeply settled. And right beside that, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Because this says the forever they want is not dry duty. It is living love, tender love, overflowing love. The kind of feeling that keeps renewing itself. I keep hearing something very clearly. I don't just want to love you now. I want to keep loving you. That line is the center of this whole ending, because it tells me this person is not moved only by the intensity of the bond. They are moved by the continuity of it, the desire to stay, to remain, to keep choosing, to let love become a practice, a home, a language, a promise. The energy around you here feels like the star, and I love that so much because it tells me you represent a future they actually trust, hope, healing grace. You may have changed